Alright, I'll just get started. I want to finish this so I can work on the transcript again. And after that, I will work on the timeline. Uh, oh, I haven't touched the... Forgot, dude. Haven't touched the main bulletin yet. I'll do that later. Completely forgot about it. Oh, I haven't. Should probably post. I'll do this first. Alright. And then let's get started. Horseback riding. Beaver Valley. Enihan. Wait. Akhalteke. Turkmen horsebred. It's a horse. Lady Lieutenant. While the old admiral was far away from on the front line, she, as the eldest child, handled a large number of daily affairs within the army. Someone who had always had to keep someone always had to keep the rear running, even though in name she was still only the old admiral's adjutant. Akelpeke horse. Legend has it that this horse breed carries blood inherited from the progenitor horse. They are stubborn and fierce by nature, yet once tamed, unfailingly loyal. They are unfailingly loyal to their master. In distant east, ancient records once described them as able to travel 1,000. miles in a day. Snowy peaks towered high late autumn. Luck has not been good today. Several soldiers had lost their way. Uh, I mean, you probably already know because Global has this format now. The orange one is the one who this anecdote belongs to, so that's Moldir. If you see the orange name. Hurry up, we must get back before dark. Is everyone in the formation? 6, 7, 8. Don't Theodore? What's in these two side pouches? Theodore. Some good stuff we bagged this afternoon. This season's perfect for hunting. Be prepared. It could be you assigned to the front line at any moment. I hardly can't wait. I hardly. I can hardly wait. We're all waiting for it. That's how young men should be, right? On horseback, rifle in hand, carving out our own achievements on the battlefield. Of course, of course. Oh, that one's just general, the soldiers. This watch will pick off the enemy one by one, just like hunting rabbits. This rifle. Hmm. Looks like you shoot pretty accurately. Of course, no one's bagged more game than me. One shot, one kill, never missed.
I don't think so.
There was no shooting drill today. I didn't authorize you to fire. Spec discipline. If you don't know when you're supposed to shoot, then I'll keep the rifle for you. I don't want to see this happen again. Uh, Throw away your game. All of it. Yes. I understand your enthusiasm, but orders come before everything. You must first learn to obey discipline. Now discard anything you didn't bring with you when you left camp. Keep up. Found them were both the rebels withdrawn from the Antarctica and young recruits newly enlisted by the Admiral. Give them a little more time, they'll become qualified soldiers. For a girl born in inland Asia, this is not difficult with military duties. Hurry up, boys. The last one to reach camp cleans the stables tonight with Theodore. Repeatedly start fire. Night in the east. Don't forget to feed her. Several soldiers dismounted, also dismounted, gathered around her chatting about various things. Is that so? Go have Dr. Uh, Yelena. Yelena. Take a look. If you can walk, jump, and carry things, it should be nothing serious. No big problem. When I was your age, I took falls much worse than this plenty of times. Uh, Elder, or like old man, older, something like that. Please drink, traveler from afar. May the flames light your path. Thank you. You will stay here for some days, sir. Thank you for your hospitality. Wait a minute. Hmm. Okay. We have always welcome guests, but please tell me, how should I introduce you to my people? Adjutant to the Admiral or Zenus Lieutenant? Mm, the choice has brought a slight change to the future. Come from the north, my father commands a force in the Don River. Father. Gateman. Hetman. What's a hetman? Hetman. High-ranking military commander and political leader in Central and Eastern Europe. Hmm. Am I even pronouncing it right? I mean, it's probably just that, right? Hetman. Yes, Hetman. Respected one. You may understand it that way. My ancestors were also warriors. They came from the Western Sea and settled here. Yes, I know that, but this is why I came here. I hope to gain your support. What can you offer, officer? Protection. A garrison in the city is sufficient to protect peace in this region. Is there anything right? When my ancestors mounted their war horses and drew their curved blades, they were warriors. When they dismounted and donned robes, they were merchants. East and west they traveled, living this way for over 20 centuries. They are willing to defend anyone. This is my last granddaughter. Her brothers answered the northern call and went far away. Hello, my name is Moldir. As you wish, I can prepare the finest horse for her. Let her become your warrior.
Um,
No, but you said she is your last granddaughter. Uh, it's not only men who can walk onto the battlefield. Oh, that's not what I meant. I hope to find some more warriors of suitable age here. Everyone in the village can trace their lineage back to the same ancestors. Her father and brothers did not bring us shame. You are no worse than those noisy boys, are you? Lady, please take her with you. Care for her. Let her fight alongside you like a falcon. The girl had eyes like emeralds, like grasslands in late spring with so much. She was more suited in the pasture than the battlefield. That's what Moldir thought. Perhaps her current life would suit her better. Why must the lieutenant look at the girl yet from this unfamiliar youth? She vaguely saw the shadow of another person. Grassland herds. This was the lieutenant's past and also this child's everyday life, far from conflict. My days are numbered. Peace. That is something we are familiar with. But I also know what the price of peace is. They will listen to me and they will listen to my descendants. You can obtain the support you need. But before that, I wish to understand you. Travels from far. There are no lies within the flames. Come, let us talk over here. There. Sorry, am I interrupting the two of you? Did you come to see me about something? It's nothing, really. We just wanted to... Hmm? We just wanted to ask you if you could come over and dance with everyone, says. Oh, so that's what it was. I still have some serious matters to discuss. I'll come join everyone later. Okay, but actually I still have one more question. Very quick. Speak. Just now, a girl over there asked if I dared... Yes, a girl over there asked if I dared to kiss her, but... And I don't know what to do. Then be brave. Go on, lad. Don't keep her waiting. Don't come to me for every little decision. Yes, yes. Thank you. You may not have tasted something this bitter, but we like it very much here. What you said is very right. Bitterness keeps one clear-headed before the flames. We cannot lie. Understanding each other will benefit our future cooperation. Step closer. Do not be afraid. The flames will reflect the truth within. What do you see? A courtyard in heavy rain and a tightly gripped handgun. A horseback girl in the grasslands. I have a guide that I asked my friend who did this on, and just his first choice, second choice. But I really want to see you at the other one first. I'll do it later, but for now, horseback run. Yeah, so that I don't need to worry about getting the wrong ending. I'll do the other one later. Wait. Lost herds, horse flames, and endless grassland. A girl galloping on horseback. I know the young person on horseback. She often did this, riding out on the outskirts. Whenever the horse stopped to rest, she would stop there, lift her head, and look up at the stars in the sky. She wanted to become a scientist like her mother. Fate, however, played a cruel joke. In the end, she picked up the gun. People are like driftwood floating on the current. You're right, sir. I saw my past. Everything that makes me who I am. All of it. Uh, I'll just... I'll do the other one later. Hmm. Ooh. 3, 4, 5, 6. The bullet and farewell. When I was 16, I received 2 sheets of paper. One told me that I had lost my mother and father. The other told me that I now have another father. Even though no one asked for my opinion back then, I had never made a single decision about my own life. I was his first child. No other soldier stayed by his side longer than I did. They were either taken in after me or had fought alongside him before me, but very few made it all the way today. That day, the general, or the admiral, my adopted father, took me to the Hall of Merits at the headquarters. See the Hall of Merits, solemn. People say it's Memorial Hall, recording the achievements of the dead, whether soldiers or officers. Every fallen person has placed a place there. Cold metal, stone, and light. There, I saw my mother and father, the name of my biological father. Like my mother, he gave his life to a truly great cause. They were remarkable people. And yet I am the daughter of martyrs, yet I walk a path I had never imagined before. When I saw my parents' portraits, I felt calm, thinking that perhaps one day, in the future, I would accompany them there as well. Unfortunately, those words became a prophecy. Why unfortunately? Some say that my adopted fathers and my names are now carved into that corridor as well. I don't know if that's a joke, but I will never have the chance to see it for myself. Will our past honors be preserved? Will I bring shame upon my parents' honor? Everyone knows we are traitors. People are like uh, driftwood floating on the current. This is your story, a part of my story. Fate is fair. After taking one family from me, it gave me another, just like those two sheets of paper. The Admiral took in some other orphans like me. At academy or his military camp. As his child, I also took care of some younger children. In peaceful times, children should be acting spoiled in their parents' arms, not being shouted at by me to stop fighting. My granddaughter was like that too when she was little. A hard to tame little colt, stubborn and fierce. I thought she was as gentle as she looked. Not long after, father brought over a few boys. They were very close, like wolf cubs born in the same litter. But after a few years, only one survived. Ptolemy lost his closest brothers and one eye. Huh? I do not remember that. Is something we know already, or I do not even remember it from this main story in this match. I feel like we had some flashback with Ptolemy. I don't remember it in my memories of shit. He became gloomy and cruel after experiencing mission after mission. Ten set out, three returned. If he were a cold-hearted person, he would grow accustomed to and indifferent toward death, eventually treating even his own life as worthless. If he were not, then witnessing comrades die again would turn him resentful and violent. From an older sister's perspective, I can't blame him. I know what made him the way he is. Even so, I also know that his guilt cannot be absolved. Is he your family? Family? Yes, just like those kids over there. This time, I hope these children can live long a little longer. They crave war, saying they want to hunt enemies like rabbits, but hunters can become prey at any moment. They only understand war through stories and exaggerated propaganda. Of course, I hope they can, as they say, win honor and establish great deeds. Honor, achievement, like two medals soaked in blood. Your family is quite large, isn't it? One younger brother, one younger sister, and many people just like them. Your sister? What kind of person is she? Stubborn little girl. She was luckier than Ptolemy. But the last time we met, our gun barrels were pointed at each other. My notes said that there's one line probably from a different when I chose differently on the previous one. I'll do that later. I'll keep this one. I call her Pera, not her full name. Pera. The Pera. First purse your lips, then part them, then gently touch your tongue to the lower palate. Her name is pronounced very lightly, just like when I first met her. How frail she looked. An unripe little orange fallen to the ground too early. Do they grow oranges there? Uh, do they grow orange just here? That figures. I never seen oranges back home either. More sour than grapes, sweeter than plums. Zeno. She was a child who ran away from home. Father brought her over, and we were all curious about this little girl with orange hair. Ptolemy sized up the pair with his one remaining eye. I remember how he greeted this little sister. Hey, little runt. After hearing that the para didn't respond, she walked, she walked up and stood on tiptoe, grabbing Ptolemy by the collar, and viciously told him, "Try calling me that again." She made us all laugh, except for father standing to the side. I noticed father's gaze. He coldly watched this newly arrived daughter as if trying to see what she would do next. I can understand his thoughts. Most fathers are like that. After hearing that, Ptolemy jokingly called her Little Runt again. We all waited curiously for what would happen next. She let out a long uh, breath as if finally getting the long awaited rest from the same prolonged fatigue and mental strain. For months, she had been constantly busy for everyone, for her father, and patiently worrying about her sister who had gone down a different path. Tapera grabbed Ptolemy by the collar and slammed his brother, who was 2 heads taller than her, to the ground. We were stunned. Everyone looked toward father. I knew it. There was a faint smile at the corner of his mouth, one that was hard for others to notice. Ptolemy got angry and started grappling her, right there in the muddy ground after the rain. The training grounds are always like this. After rain, puddles everywhere. After a while, I separated the two of them. That's enough, I said, but no one listened. There was no helping it. I could only lift my little sister up, like picking up an orange, then telling me to go pull off somewhere else. At last I managed to pull apart the two who were tangled together. This was their first fight, but not the last. Things like this would happen many more times later. Bickering and fighting between siblings is it's actually very common. Long ago, before their relationship got that bad, uh, father even tactically uh, allowed us to brawl barehanded. I taught her how to hold a gun. I also taught her how to ride, taught her how to stay in rhythm when with the horse, how to aim while mounted. That's how it was. But that was a long time. But that was long time later. A long time later. We come from a very distant place. But no matter where you are, the moon is always the same moon. When I was little, father wasn't around, and grandmother would keep me company watching the moon like this. Later on, there was once when I also watched the moon with my little sister, just like grandmother did. Lapera once ran up to me, grabbed the corner of my clothes, and happily shouted, "Sister, sister, I'll take you to see something." Then she dragged me away from my desk. The open book was left on the table. The desk lamp was still on. I went with her to the courtyard. A milky white full moon hung in the sky, and she stood beside me, her two eyes gazing up at it in daze. You left her. Yes, I left her there. She could continue to follow her own justice and walk another path. Ah, that's just how she is, how she should be. Is she looking at the moon right now? I don't know. I told her, we are soldiers. Not having time to say goodbye when parting is a common thing. Ptolemy understood, and the other soldiers understood too. But Lepera thought it was a joke meant to scare her. No, that wasn't a joke. The rain. They are very young. Some of them may have killed nothing more than a prey. Bears, rabbits, deers, perhaps. even hawks. Hunters and soldiers are not the same. Riders and cavalry are not the same either. You're right. You can see both the best people and the worst people in the army. I remember their names. Marshall, whose swordsmanship was better than his marksmanship. Lightwood, who disliked firearms and loved reading. Vasilisa, who raised a hunting falcon. Marshall, deceased senior soldier. On April 14, 1966, he was killed in action in the southern Caucasus mountain region at the age of 19. Whitewood, deceased senior soldier. On October 23, 1913, he perished in a naval disaster at the Cape of Good Hope at the age of 20. Vasilisa, deceased senior soldier. On November 25, 1912, she was killed in action in the southern Balkans at the age of 22. Lapera should have gone with me to the front line to observe the battlefield in person. But before we departed, father kept both her and me behind. I did not understand why father did this, and Lufera was very dissatisfied with father's orders. I think it's not choice. Second, Lufera shouted at the station, asking why she wasn't allowed to go to the front line. The autumn was very cold. Snow started falling early in the station, landing on her orange hair. The soldiers lining up to board looked toward us. Many of them were unfamiliar faces. We thought the war was about to end. Going to the front was just following convention. However, the station where Lopera was held back by military orders became the last place where I saw many family members. The people behind us left, while Lopera and Ike were called back to the garrison by father. It was knowing that not long after personal effects for frontline and buried all of them running courtyard. Then I felt a chill that should not have existed there. I was brought by father to the side, and one by one, young people like Lapara came to my side. They come and go. War creates hope for orphans. War also makes people grow up. If they're lucky enough to survive. This kind of growth is far too cruel. I don't know whether my sister ever personally experienced brutal battles later on. She never told me, and I never asked her. I hope not. I hope she could always remain the little orange rolling around in the courtyard. She was very lucky. She carried out missions on the streets, not on the front line. Thank you. What about you? In the ruins of buildings on the front line, I killed a soldier. At that time, our tanks were parked right on the street. I might have been the third floor or maybe the fourth. I don't remember clearly. There was there I heard the voice of a stranger, a language I couldn't understand. Soon he saw me too. Then there was the gun barrel. By the time I realized what had happened, the gunshot had already sounded. I don't remember the details. My mind was completely blank back then. My comrades rushed over and carried away me who was frozen in place. Cried terribly. While crying, you were also vomiting. That's what they told me. There was no honor. Looking back, I only felt fear because I had almost been killed by a stranger. And I fired my gun only so that I could stay alive. For a long time after that, I kept having nightmares. When I heard gunshots during training, my body would react uncontrollably. Some people can never escape this kind of pain for their entire lives. I was very lucky. I seem to have healed from it. Or rather, overcame it. I understand that feeling. Alright, the docking up. Thank you very much for being willing to listen to all this. You are a guest, ma'am. May I borrow the dombra from that young lady over there? course. Our guest would like to perform a feast for everyone. Don't say it like that. I haven't played this in a long time. Please excuse me for a moment. Sister, are you going to play something for everyone?
That's right.
Oh, fleeting world, fleeting world. Time flows fast like a stream, gone in the blink of an eye. Oh, the years. Ship- Wait, this is the. Is this the script? The impression on the psyche? That I recognize this. I think it is, or somewhere in line with it. Play and laugh while we're young. No, it's not word for word, but it's fleeting world. Fleeting world is mentioned in the fleeting world. Fleeting world. How wondrous it is. Others cling together in love, inseparable. Even if my heart were like the sun and moon, it will still be uh thus fleeting world. All right, let's stop here. It's been so long since I played it. I almost forgot. Go on, go enjoy yourselves. Do you often think of her? Often, occasionally, but when we welcomed her into the group, it was just like this. We danced, we gathered, and I played a song for my younger siblings. She was a young soldier. From the moment I met her, she always was. Back then, so I was. So was I. Not like how. I think she had to grow up sooner or later. And I believe my sister would never be sniveling, a sniveling child who cannot do anything without me. She is a Xeno soldier. It was her own decision. She was unwilling to live with us. But if we had explained things properly for her from the beginning, perhaps the Pera uh, would have made a different choice. Mm, think an unrealistic thought surfaced in the lieutenant's mind. I don't know. She always liked doing things her own way, but that's fine too. decisive and resolute. Just like the dice game she always loved to play. Even though she often lost everything, she never regretted it. Perhaps during the time I was away from her, she had truly grown up. Envelope. Autumn. Envelope. Was delivered to the lieutenant's desk. 1920, November 11. Armistice on the Western Front. Your unit should remain stationed in the Enihan city for recruitment, awaiting further instructions. Their war is over, but ours is not. She picked up a medal given to her by a family member from whom she had since parted, one of a kind given to the best big sister. Hoping to see her on the on the Eastern Front and have a proper talk in person. Or I hope my sister will not appear on the Eastern Front, and even more that we will never meet as enemies again. I mean, even without looking at my notes, I know this is the answer. She'd better not step onto the battlefield. Father's army would show her no mercy. I hope we never meet again. So be it. St. Pablo Foundation interrogation room. She was about to bring this long interrogation at the end. Lopera? I have nothing else to say. They are traitors. Admiral Igor Zeno has already fallen, and I don't know who is leading the rebels now. It is indeed the Igor you mentioned who has already fallen. We are certain of that.
Yeah, and?
And what about Moldir? You have no information about her. Uh, Moldir's whereabouts are unknown. Have you considered the Eastern Front soldier? I understand what you're implying, but I am a soldier and I'm willing to step onto the battlefield no matter where it is. Where it is. You said earlier that the storm changed the era again. Yes, we returned to 1920, 71 years before the last time. The Great War is not over. Unlike the history we know, the war continued. Farm rallies. Advance. And let's get can lead to different endings. Oh, they added that. Do they? Okay, they should. I know some visual novels do this. Like they indicate the choice that you already click. As in a lieutenant. I come from Sina, an academy, a place that trains soldiers like me. My ancestors were also warriors. Okay, that's the same thing. I think this one. I aimed my gun at my closest kin. I fired at her in a downpour. I abandoned her back then. That must have been out of necessity. There must have been reason that forced you to do so. No, I knew very clearly what I was doing at the time. I think that this one is a different thing. Not yet, this one. The farewell she left me was a bullet, returning the one I fired at her in the rain. That's just a line that is not included before. You're five. Before I chose that, I did not understand why father did this. You were waiting for a train station when the messenger delivered an order demanding that the pharaoh return, and I returned to the garrison. By the time I finished Reading the document, the train had already s- entered the station. Everyone else boarded, one after another. The pair should have gone to the east with them, but instead became the one to seeing them off. Why won't you let me go? The protest of her sister at the time seemed to echo in Mulder's ears. She eagerly waited for the train to arrive, then watched it leave just as eagerly. I held her hand and made her obey orders. Even though I did not understand father's reasoning, I accepted the order just like before, and just like afterward. Mr. Objections, but obey military orders. Mm, work rates, orphans. Oh yeah, because occasionally, but she is my sister. I know that, but she is also a soldier. That is a source of conflict between her and me. But what matters more now is taking care of these young people who trust me and follow me. Tomorrow is more important than yesterday. Yes. Think she had to grow up sooner or later. Couldn't do anything without me. She is a citizen. Okay. And uh, some. I don't think I can. Uh, no, that really works. I hope to see her. Hoping to see her on the Eastern Front and have a proper talk in person. Maybe she will go into the Eastern Front. I don't know. Perhaps they won't send her to the front again. But then again, maybe they will. After all, father is there. It's in Pablo Foundation office. An unexpected visitor, a single letter, burst in.
May I ask?
Sorry to interrupt, but there is some information that needs to be delivered to Miss Lupera. Took the contents out in front of everyone. She was not stopped. Eastern Front, Igor. She read silently. The unpleasant names filled the girl's face with displeasure. She seemed to be searching for another name. We thought it would be better to inform you of these matters. Thank you. You have no news of Moldir. I don't know where my sister went. If she is still alive, I hope she won't regret her choice. Let us hope so. She seemed to have done some work for us in Antarctica.
Sí, claro.
That's so? if there is any news of her. I want to know if there is. Understood. We'll do our best. Yeah, it's the exact same thing, just added that. This is the probably the actual ending. It's more content. It's not even alternative. It just has more stuff. And that's the rest. Okay. See, that's why that's why I don't like this fucking format. I commented it, but if it's not like this, if it's like you have a picture here with a background and like a sprite, even not even L2D, just like their sprite, full sprite, just a screenshot of their L2D on here of who's the one speaking, and like maybe put, if you want to keep this, maybe put it somewhere else. Like I would be much happier than this for on this format than it is. Like if you see Lopera there, actually, like people, but that's good. The content itself is really good. Wow, that would probably one of worse if not for the format. Although I guess other than that last one, on certain scenes, this is probably one of the best stories made on this format. It's mostly just Moldir talking, but even then, I feel like if it's on a visual novel style, we will see flashbacks for it. As she is like telling stories. But she already has a character story, so maybe that's much. Right, if you haven't seen that, uh, this has two effects for plant and beast. For plant it's rank up, for beast it's ultimate. I really like it. Anyway, I should end the stream now. I forgot is I'll probably do some stuff here, and for this I probably would use Igor when I got him. For now, I hope this one for the tinkering though. But anyway. I'll see you on Igor's release in a few days in the new year. You fit in the next year, actually. So I'm pretty tired. So I'll see you then. See ya.